Hey, welcome back to Prep for Profit. Hey folks, it's been a while. Wanted to talk about a couple of things. I think I'm going to be back at this for a while, back on the Prep for Profit channel. It feels like that we're really at the edge of a number of, I think, events that are going to begin to change the scape of our nation. I wanted to talk about, have a conversation with an idea, an understanding that I have, and I'm kind of hoping that as this channel begins to grow, we can have messages go live and interact with one another. The obvious idea of the podcast here is to begin to discuss different understandings, begin to express a knowledge that some of us are getting, whether it be by contacts, relationships, or other ways. Let's just say that way, by other ways. I for years and years and years have thought about, the things that I've been preparing for since the early 2000s. I first and foremost always thought that the seriousness of any of the issues was going to be the currency. And I do believe that that is going to be the start of some of the things that we're going to have to endure. And I just had a good brother that just was a part of the ministry here at our home. We talked about a number of events that we are trying to be mindful of and in preparation of. I think, again, first and foremost is going to be the currency, the dollar, and the correction, which is going to be quite painful. We are already seeing serious issues within this country, not only in this country, but in a lot of European countries, with the invasion of individuals that are not citizens here. And real wickedness, a plan even by those in government of what is their intention and what it is that they're trying to bring forward. And so in the conversations that I'm going to start having here, I want to share, interact with each other, and I want to talk about some of these events. So for starters, I wanted to say I do believe that me personally, us here as a group of people, believe that it's going to start with a dollar collapse, a weakening of the dollar, the purchasing power, and then the struggles that folks are going to have with sustainability, which I think then will produce a lot of the horrible scenarios that many of us foresee coming. So I don't know how many of you know this, but I'm going to kind of share this for the first time. I have a federal enforcement position as an officer, and I've seen a lot of different things, and I have a great many people that I'm friends with in a number of federal agencies. I came out of a DHS agency. I don't want to be particular to it, but I have a lot of friends that we have discussed, and we do discuss and ideas of the things that we see. So I ultimately do believe that there is going to be, um, not only do I believe this because of prophetic words that were given, but also personal um, events and things that have happened to me, that I do believe that we are going to suffer in some way, shape, or form, and measure um, to the electric grid, power grid, in the form of an EMP. I don't think it's going to be a solar, although it could be disguised as solar, but I don't think it's going to be a solar. I think it's going to be an EMP, and I do think that we are going to suffer changes to the terra firma here within the North American region. So, wow, how do you prepare for something like that? So, first and foremost, I do believe that it's going to be important for those of us, to really begin to deal with or understand or work on the understanding of God in a relationship that we are going to rely on Him. We are going to rely on our faith, that we would not become like the animals that we are going to see begin to behave. So bear with me in the conversation today, because I'm trying to get so much different things out of my mind and conversations that I want to just begin to flow. And I guess I'm trying to get this to kickstart and take off to some other videos, podcasts that I want to talk about. So you see a number of things here in front of you. I'm getting ready to clean some tools of my trade, and I'm actually putting together some tubes of silver. And we've done videos on precious metals. So this is one way, this right here is one way that you can begin to prepare for the financial situation. The other things you could use aside from these are barterable items, ammo, candles, toiletries, medications. We have a number of, I'll do a video, the next video I'll talk a little bit about the two medical bags that we now have. My son is a paramedic, so we have been putting bags together, distributing them amongst friends and family, but we still have two here that we have fully stocked, aside from cabinets full of things. But I wanted to really point out the importance of getting silver dimes and quarters, 1 ounce coins if you can get them. You want quarters that are pre-1964. They're 90% silver. Great. I have a mechanic right now that is taking silver in exchange for mechanical work. So that's now before any financial issues have hit. So even now that's working. I would recommend that you put, if you can get $500 to $1,000 in small bills put aside, do that as well. I would recommend getting something to defend yourself. Now that can come in many shapes and forms. You can get a bow and arrow, a crossbow. You can get a number of things you can do, even if you can't, if you have an issue with these things, you can do preventative things such as motion sensors over the accesses, easily accessed windows and doors of your house. You can begin to take pallets, break pallets apart and put the wood aside that you would board up the inside of your windows, not the outside. Mesh wire. You can do preventative things that you can do in lieu of not having one of these if you cannot either afford one or you're not allowed to have one. Preventative is also a great way to begin to perceive a security issue that you may have. I wanted to talk a little bit about another option that has been something that is often has been often argued and has often been an issue for people of faith, people of of a conviction in a measure of faith, that says they are not permitted or would not allow the use of something like this in their house or in any situation. Folks, let me just share with you that I have come to an understanding. Many of you do or don't have the capacity to really think or want to think about a situation that is really ugly. Probably more uglier than you've ever even seen play out on the TV. But I know I don't want to have to watch the horrors of humanity being played out on any of my family members. So I will have these items to prevent any of those things happening for my wife, my children, my friends, or my family. It will be much like that of law enforcement that I have a career in, that I will apply these tools to. And so I'm not just going to be the person who is unwieldy or uninformed or uneducated or untrained. I will act accordingly, whether in the middle of the issues or in everyday life that we experience now. I have a responsibility by the law to perform and use these tools in accordance to those and with very strict parameters. And that will apply even in the crisis. But I wanted to show many of you something that I have that I want for many of you to consider possibly purchasing and using. I hope I can get this on the screen, but this is one of a few of my preventative tools. And as a minister of the gospel, I want you to know that this is acceptable and this is fine. These items are all to be used within the same parameters, with the same expectation, in any predicament or situation. The situation should not change. There is a use of force issue with this, which is the same as this. And so when bad people know that you have these things, they tend to leave you alone. They tend to walk by or just not even come close to you. And if you have those preventative measures installed, you can limit the confrontations that may come about in this particular crisis that we are seeing manifest. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted many of you to know that that if you are wondering, if you are concerned, there is no difference from this to this or this. There is no difference. The same parameters, whether now or in the middle of apocalypse, in the same situations, these all apply. Okay? So I just want to make that clear to many of you that are struggling. Some of these items are going to be far and exceedingly expensive for you to purchase. I would say that start small and pick yourself up a compact 9mm. You can do a 45, you can do a 40, you can do whatever you want. whatever you're capable. If you're a woman, and you're not familiar with shooting, I would say there's even a 22 that you can purchase, which is a very, very small round. But if you're well versed with that weapon, will perform the same effect as any one of those. If you buy it and you practice it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to just kind of let everybody know that we're back at it again here on Prepper Profit. I want to begin to make this a regular type of get together. I really hope that I would grow this channel. We can grow this channel and begin to have informative conversations. I want to get the subscriber up so I can begin to do live chats. And when I get to the live chats, I'm going to be a little bit more informative on the things that I'm privy to being a federal officer. So if those of you can and will, you're able to share the word, share the message, come and subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll come back to you guys probably later on this afternoon with some other things that I want to talk about, particularly the bag of medical, the paramedics bag. God bless you guys. Thanks for joining me here at Prepper Profit.